How are we all doing? I hope you're keeping well out there. So I've been getting a bit more time lately in the evenings, so I've been doing a few running repairs on things, tidying up some test equipment and that. I mean, at the end of the day, if your test equipment isn't 100%, there's no chance of you fixing anything with it. So they're the kind of things I've been messing around with. But today, I decided I'd get out my Eddystone 910 and have a little listen. It's working perfect. Except for, to save the hassle of wiring up a speaker, I said I'd plug in the headphones. No sound. So, and the other thing was the tuning dial was slipping. Now what happens on some of these Eddystones, you get the impression that the knob is loose on the shaft, whereas as a matter of fact, it's the flywheel that's loose. I've had this happen on a couple of Eddystones. So you go to spin it and nothing happens. And it feels like the knob is slipping. But the flywheel comes loose. So I turned it up, tightened up the flywheel, said I'd open up the case and have a look at it. I never really did anything with this. I think at the time when I got it, I checked that there was no positive voltage on the grid of the output valve. And after that, I don't think I didn't do anything with it. But I'm after checking a few caps in it and they're all leaky. So I'm going to start replacing a few of them. Just took the cover off the coil box, and luckily enough on this you can actually get in at them. Of an 840C here, which I'm trying to get going as well, and it's a nightmare. This is actually a little bit easier, probably because it has the extra 2 inches on the case, that things don't have to be quite as tightly packed in. So that's what I'm doing. This isn't a video about the Eddystone per se. I just thought I'd put something up just to touch base with you all, let you know what I've been doing. Sadly, the Avometer 12D isn't looking good. As you seen in the last video, the amount of corrosion on the movement is unbelievable. So the only real hope for that is to find another 12D or a movement from a 12D to stick in it. Because other than that, it's a spotless meter and it's a nice, clean, handy size. But that's what's happening. I suppose I'll bring you in here and give you a look at what I found with the Eddystone when I went to investigate the no sound in the headphones. Focus, you git. You see there's 2 burned resistors. Alright, there's one there, and then there's another one here. And the cap, the isolating cap feeding the audio, is short circuit, which isn't good. So yeah, I'm gonna replace that. All these are bad. These are the ones that look like they're good, but they're not. They're just an ordinary paper cap stuck in a fancy metal enclosure with 2 rubber bungs in either end. The moisture gets in past the rubber bungs. I can remember these sort of 20 years ago and they weren't as bad as, say, our wax hunts or whatever, but now some of them can be even worse. So I'm going to just start tiddling along replacing them. Here's the coil box. As you can see, we can get in at them on the coil box here. They're not too bad at all. So we'll see. Oh, little Hunt torpedo in there. He definitely has to go too. They're really bad. Don't come across too many of them in equipment, thank God. Oh, that's the story anyway. So we're keeping busy here. Couple of interesting TVs coming up, but going to be coming more towards the autumn winter when the dark evenings are here, because they're going to take a bit of time. Of an interesting 23-inch Bush, and I've all got another television which is very interesting. Well, I don't know if it's going to be very interesting or not, but we'll see if we can get it going. It's very large. Well, when I say it's very large, it's a very large cabinet. So we're going to have a bit of fun with that. It's the kind of thing I bought it a while ago, and I asked myself, why the hell did I buy this? Because it's so big. Anyway, I did. So we'll see if we can get it going. And that's pretty much it. A few other bits and pieces I'm going to do videos on as well. In fact, I've a rake of stuff here to do videos on. It's just getting the time to do it. But as I say, I want to try and organise stuff and get going here. We'll get to it in the next couple of months. But I think out of those two TVs, the 23-inch Bush, will be the first one to receive attention, because it can get it on the bench. The other one is a floor standing console. It's not going to be able to go on the bench, so I'm going to have to get it into the workshop. I'll have to clear a bit of space off, probably just here at the entrance to the workshop from the other part of the shed. Make space in there and stick it up. I also have the 3 Bush AA2 trays to get to. 2 of the 3 of those have very weak tubes in them, and I've got 2 A640s as well that are looking for attention, but I'm not too pushed about them. They're both very rough examples, but we've plenty to keep ourselves going here anyway. So I'm going to spend the next day or two messing around with this Eddystone, do the caps in it. It is working, it's working quite well. I was listening to it for a while, but when I got in and saying that, I said I'd check a few caps with the multimeter, and they're all leaky, so better to get them out. This is a fine radio. I believe there was only about 200 of these made, and the only other one of these that I've seen is Ray from the radio workshop. He had one of these as well. His one was slightly different. I think his had a nice big Marconi badge on it, if I remember correctly. This one just has a blanking plate where the Marconi badge would go, but it is model 910. So I don't know what the story is there. Maybe the badge fell off and someone stuck. I don't think so. It was debadged. Don't know where this one came from. The other odd little thing about it, instead of having a red knob for the RF, it has a sort of a bluey green one. But it's a fine receiver. It's a heavy receiver, but it's a fine bit of air. It would have been it was made to Coast Guard specifications. Probably made for Marconi to supply to the Coast Guard in the UK. How this example got here, I'm not too sure, but I know it came from the UK alright, because when I bought it off the man, he had the original invoice and some other bits and pieces, circuit diagrams and all are with it as well, and operating instructions. So I've featured this before on the channel. I think last year they had it up running on the bench, so I won't go into too much detail about it, but it is what it is, and it's a nice bit of gear. So that's pretty much it. I've wasted sort of 10 minutes of your time here talking rubbish, but it's always good to touch base. I hope you're all keeping well out there. And I actually did have the bench really clean not too long ago, but we'll get there again. But when you're doing things like this, equipment comes out and bits and pieces are all over the place. But anyway, I'll get this boxed off. The other little Eddystone, by the way, the one I did the video on there a couple of weeks ago, the EC10, that's working away very well. Quite pleased with that. It has its foibles. It goes microphonic when you whack up the gains, but they did that when they were new, so me changing the transistors in it wasn't going to cure that. Although I thought the shorter leads on the AF12 series might have helped, because you know the old series were sort of sitting up on an inch of thing like that, but inch of leads. I can hear something on the roof of the shed. I think there's a pigeon or something landed. That's distracting me. But so I thought the shorter leads on the AF12 series transistors would help the microphony, but it didn't. But then the speaker being in the case, the metal case, you know, it's gonna do that. It actually would be interesting. You can plug in an external speaker, so it'll be interesting to see that. That should cure it. So that's the crack. Not much else to say, so I won't keep you. Thanks for watching. As I say, I hope you're all keeping well out there, and I'll catch you in the next one soon enough. As I say, I don't know when I'll be sticking another video up, but hopefully the evenings are going to start rolling back in by the end of the month. It's going to be dark at 9:15 here, so we should be looking good. Alright, I'll catch you again in the near future. Mind yourselves out there. Good luck.